soul ascending. The soul is ascending, it's growing. This is even now. The soul is ascending. He asked Allah, if I'm not seeing you correctly, would you help me see you correctly? Now he said these were different times in his life. And he something about, this is me saying how I think what he was saying. He said began to notice something about Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And for him, it became like a thirsty person. That Thursdays were these days, this is like a book behind the wall and so forth, that he noticed that a person, if you are conscious of Allah, he will let your thinking of sin. And Imam said he used to, this happened, he could be standing right here, and that's the street up there, and he could sense that somebody was up over there. When I first heard it, I said, wow, that's kind of strong. But the way that he explained it is that there are facilities that God has given us that sometimes we don't ever get a chance to experience because we cut ourselves off. And then when you read the say that they might have to righteousness. Like we just got through, I mean, not just got through, but we fasted, and that's what the verse says. So anyway, so it says knowledge grows, strategy grows, science grows, religious understanding grows, and men and women outstanding in time. It grows. It is not what it was when we first met each other. And Sister Lydia, I don't want to put you on. I ain't gonna say nothing about you. But we were talking yesterday. She was in the first experience. Well, one of the first people I met in the experience was Saeed, Jamil, Salim, Brother God rest his soul. There was a brother by the name of Cockshell. I hope I'm saying it right. Super good brother. We had a certain mind, but we grew. Then we, buddy, I'm saying, buddy, man, because Waleed and I have talked on many occasions, and he fasting. You just fast, Waleed, and you strangle me after this. 30 days straight. Am I understanding? You say you fast what? So 7 or 8 of them straight. To come peel you off the bed. No, that's me saying that. But we, huh?
This was Brother Pedro. We were in a situation where we were together. During the first experience, you thought you fasted, but your fasting was you didn't eat anything. He would drink coffee with molasses, and so he said he fasted. He didn't eat anything. So he went to the mirror and looked at it and said, "Who is that?" He didn't recognize himself, so he knew that he couldn't. I never got to 9. I got 3 or 4 or 5. I had to grow on that. So looked in the mirror on 9 days and said, "God, the person you."
I understand it. I understand it had to grow, didn't it? Because we I feel like I talked to y'all at home, right? And this is the truth. We were here. You remember we all Jamil used to go in the buses? Back to the subject here. But we on Elijah Muhammad or whatever the case was. We were going to Dallas, I believe. And we were just getting into this here. And we had a big old nice bus out there. And I can't remember who the brother was, but he spoke to us. I mean, it was packed. Sometimes bus, maybe two, that many people. He said, now y'all be prepared. So you going to. So when he got through explaining it, I'm just being honest. He said, did you think it too? Yeah. I remember thinking it like, boy, we was, make a long story short, we was, so not rose to Allah blessed us. We was so spooked up. Praise be to Allah. Sister Lydia, I ain't gonna put you shit, you don't mind? She was spooked up too. You got that microphone? I can't do what did you tell me? Man, I can tell it. You know, we see when Sister Lydia, when I was young, I understand why people been in the ship. Because I believed in Santa Claus. And Allah's my witness. My sister and I heard him. We heard jing, 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 jing. And to this now, I think it was my dad is standing behind us doing it, but we thought, and we were looking up, we didn't have no fireplace, but it's amazing how this world can make you think. You can really, it don't mean that it have to exist. You can just see it. So anyway, knowledge grows. That's my whole point. We have interesting understandings, not just I'm talking about before I had some spooked up understanding. Live us did. So, dear Muslims, I'm gonna tell you this last thing, and I was a choir director at church. The door was open like that door right there. The choir was back like this right here. At that time, they leave the body in the church. It was over here on where the pastor them went. The door was open, and it was cloudy in Arkansas, and the wind started blowing. All these papers went, woo, woo, woo. Somebody say, brother, but it's the truth. They say the deacon has gotten up. Me and the whole choir left church. And the pastor said, did y'all lock the door? He said, no, sir. It's a ghost. The ghost ain't got to worry about it. The ghost coming out. He don't need no key. I'm just like, oh, Lord. I can laugh at it, but it was crazy, but we were crazy. So, praise be to Allah. Look at, if you don't mind, chapter, boy, time is gone. That's me. Chapter 94. We're going to read 94 into 95, and Allah willing, we'll finish with that. I got a whole stack of stuff here. But just talking about all the different logic that we had and how the knowledge grew. We would fast him, and what were them things we used to put in our mouth, say that you could close in there? That's what we were told, right? Later found out you wasn't supposed to do that. But at that time, you could have a clove in that your breath or something. I was out faster. It only lasted about a half a day. I was gone. I said, I ain't ready. Oh, Allah, forgive me. I ain't ready. I ain't ready for this. Okay, 94. Anyone who would like to. Wa alaikum assalam.
I would not extend it for these others, and remove from thee thy burden,
which would go back on. And these come, the singing shall come forth. So there, in every difficulty, there is relief. In every difficulty, there is relief. When thou art free from thy immediate task, still labor hard, and to thy Lord turn all thy attention.
Anybody here remember email speaking on that particular chapter? One of the things he said, expanding your breast, your consciousness. He said, but that wasn't all of it, but he said, but I'm sharing with, because the big burden that, to me, the big burden of people is just lack of understanding. I think or whatever the case. I'm talking to myself out loud. Not knowing, but you know. Jamil Ahmed says, loud and wrong. It's sometimes we think that I'm taking up for my fellow pastors, you know, because I work with so. Everybody think they, and if you can be enough, maybe you could say, maybe it's not that the scripture is wrong per se, but and to someone and they would say me, and they like to talk, and they was sharing with me that they thought Israel are the chosen, and they believe no matter what happened and how many people they get killed, no matter how many people get, this part of the divine, say it again, order, yeah. It's a belief like that. And what I share with them is what I say, it's all right if that was 100 or 200 years ago, be 1,000 years ago. But understanding gets better as time passes. I don't care. I told them, I'm not looking at myself as Muslim or Christian. I'm looking at myself as a human. Human being, no, you ain't supposed to mistreat other human beings. People know this. That's the conversation we had. I mean, just this. I mean, this was like maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock. I know you up because I know you made progress. Yeah, which was true. You know, I ain't wrong who it was. Because this person loved to talk religion. I said, but we got some messed up understanding. It don't mean you got to put the Quran down. Your understanding of it is where the problem is. If I'm understanding, verily by the token of time, surely it's in lost. And it went on to say, time did it. Time did it. Anyway. Yes, sir.
That everything has in the way.
Yes.
So, everything that you see that you know, the scientists say that the rostrum net. It looks like it's, but it's got what they call molecular disappearing now. If we would be here, if we could stand here for the next 2,000 years, it'd be a pile up. It looks like it's so everything is losing that sense of certainty and concreteness.
Wow.
It's gonna be around. So by time, it's disappearing.
It's this. Yeah.
Let's keep it up about the humane aspect of love, because he talks to us about faith, about doing good deeds, together.
Yeah. Because, Wally, I mean, the only way you can speak on that, and I can understand you saying that. What's the word? The molecular structure of it, right? I'm saying, I might be saying it wrong, but we're all educated enough to know what you're talking about. Because it was a time when people, you could say certain man say the earth flat. Don't go too far, you'll fall. But they believed it. When I was a boy, there was a fella, he lived there. And Boogeyman lived in Turl, Arkansas. As more knowledge, many folks lying to her. I remember you mean tell me there ain't no Boogeyman? There ain't no Boogeyman. Yeah, he do come. And a friend of mine said they saw him.
But it wasn't breathing, man.
Who do? Because how we thought. We thought. I wish it was just brothers in here. There was a time, most of us, I'm going to say it in a nice way. Most of us thought, I ain't gonna say all of us, but some of us thought we were supposed to see you all as, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say this is a plaything. When I was growing up, that's what, hey, what? You ain't this? Come on now, you won't be a man, ain't you? You ain't got no woman? You need a man. What's your problem now? Come on. And these were my uncles. This wasn't no strangers. These were people. This is understanding how time has allowed us to grow and mature and see things better. That's what he said. And did not we expand for you your breasts? And then the next burden said, and remove from you. And I, Imam addressed that. And remove from you the burden that was on your back. What's the burden? Anybody? We don't even have to. Did it hurt Imam say? What's the big burden on? Huh? What's the big burden on society? Lack of understanding. That's the burden. That's the burden. You can't. You wouldn't. Ain't no way you Easter. You wouldn't be able to sell people Easter. They wouldn't even keep up the bunny rabbit and they kept up out of a sense of we done did it for so many years. I don't guess nobody even believe it. I don't think it might be a few. Most people don't believe that no more anymore. Do it. And I think in time people gonna quit that. You quit that because your intelligence is telling you this is not. This is something we ain't got to do in this. Why we until I, huh?
You see less of the symbolism now. You don't.
Get Mike so they can hear. Thank you. Say.
I was just saying that you see less symbolism from the time that we came up now. So yeah. If Easter just passed, you will see commercials with the rabbit eggs and all that. You see the commercial where you the family around the table and the eggs and all that. When we it was reinforced, but and then you watch when the Christmas days come up, it's clocked in now. So the need to commercialize it with to drive you to it is the need is clocked in. So when you used to see the Christmas lights and decorations and stuff like that come in after Thanksgiving. But now they clock in, it comes in after Halloween.
Sure does.
So it's on automatic right now.
Yeah. Because most people don't agree with that. They don't think that's. And to me, I think this is what Allah's telling us. In time, mind is going to grow out of it anyway. There's so many, you know, but then some people refuse to face the truth. I mean, that's in the Quran too. Some people just, what did it say? Help me out. We found our fathers saying this. This is what they did. We gonna do it too, and they ain't gonna stop. I was say, why can't the Jews be God's chosen people? I don't know if I'm making sense. And I guess because it breaks my heart to see how they have done. And Iran, I mean, it for some reason, it breaks my heart to see that. What am I saying?
I had a discussion with somebody else. Quran doesn't say the Jews. He said he made a covenant with Israel. So Israel had a covenant with Allah.
Yeah.
They broke and broke. And Allah moved a covenant on
somebody else.
But they had a covenant. But Israel didn't have that.
Say it one more time.
Israel did not have a definition.
Yeah.
It was just the tribe of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling this fellow, was diabolical about it. Said, well, we need to define it. Let's put a definition on what Israel is. Then you come up with the Jews. They could have came up with as in Semitic people. And it's been all of the Arabians. Right. But that didn't fit the name. So we said now, you're not Israel, you're the Jews are the chosen people. So whoever defined they're not Israel, picture in society that it was the Jews. And of course, look, Caucasian, you're dark skin. You ask the ones that came and did the migration from Ethiopia and Uganda to Israel, and you see how they get treated.
What am I saying?
I think that what has happened, and people tend to, those people who think like that, right? And when it says allow to expand your breath, you tend to be true. They don't get tradition. And so because they have had this tradition about Israel being God's chosen people, and so you have so many people who want to continue to carry their mantle as because they said that was God promised to them. And it goes all the way back to the old and got the land of Canaan. And when they got to the land of Canaan, some were allowed to cross, some were not because of their immunity, according to the biblical script. And so I think that here lately, you got people like the guy who's supposed to run the country who have emphasized that. They have made it the forefront. They didn't get away from, separating church, state, and all that stuff. So they started incorporating a certain mindset. And that's why you got the people say they do. Because he found an area that he can breathe into the mindset of those people. Now this talk about the Jews, and it's a mixed Jews and white privilege. And all incorporated, so they go back to biblical scripture. They just tie all this stuff and use God chosen people. white people got white privilege. They much better than other people. So it's just a force. Yeah, it's just a force. And so sometimes we fall into people don't become free thinkers. They don't think. They just follow and say. They don't look into it. They don't use their own wisdom, understanding, and reason. They just, it's almost like somebody, Jim Jones, he leads them to the poison, and they just will take them without no thought to it.
Right. That's right, sir.
Also,
Wait a minute, sit down.
going back to what Saeed said, that is, if you listen to what I'm saying now,
Ma'am.
I won't step on that.
Oh, okay.
Look at the term that they're using themselves now. They don't tell Jews. They call themselves Israeli. And Israeli and a Jewish person, two different entities. Israelis are attacking Orthodox Jews in Jerusalem. Israelis are preventing the Christian side of Jerusalem from being practicing and doing anything, shutting down the first church because they're using the term Israeli. Because if we say that Israel are the 12 tribes of Israel, Jacob. Right. There were 12, and there is a tribe of Israel that's in Yusuf. Yusuf was a son of Jacob, the one that they didn't want, that the others didn't want, including Judah. Jews come from the word Judaism, come from the word Judaism, and they were supposed to be those who protected the covenant. That's why there are even tribes who say that they are the children of Israel. They are the other tribes of Israel who practice the original or the covenant of the ark. The Israelis themselves, who are Germanic Jews. Let's just go back. Let's go back. It's beautiful when you examine it. The of Germany, who were survivors of the Holocaust from their own son, because Hitler was your mother. Hitler was Jewish because his mother.
I didn't know that Hitler was Jewish.
Yeah.
Wow.
And his mother was abusing him as a child. So his whole annihilation of his hatred for his mother and how he grew up. And he wanted to profess the practice of Aryanism, which came from Russia, because the word Aryan, which means pure blood. That's what it means. Mm-hmm. So he started that Aryan movement, make himself esteemed on the Caucasus side of his called lineage, and to destroy his Jewish side. Now, those survivors, they didn't have any wealth after the war in 1945. There were several proposals for them to be survivors of the Holocaust. They added Venezuela, they won't. There were several other countries that said they can't come. It was the Palestinians that said of faith. Israel, or to Jacob, which is the son, one of the sons, because you had Jacob, you had the tribe side of Jacob, Israel, and then you had the side of Israel, the children of Abraham. One side was for Isaac, who was the father of Jacob, and then the children, which came under the image of Rasulullah that he was selling. They said because of that universal lineage, and them being under that tribe of Isaac / Jacob, come. But they came with that same supremacy, and they changed it from Aryan to Zionist. You still deal with that white supremacist ideology and cultural makeup. You just went one term to another. Because remember, they had the Zionist war,
right,
which started all of this because they felt that the land was theirs. You ain't even the original people. You come from Europe. You are the original Jewish people. The original Jewish people were already there in Palestine. You're doing what all white people have done. You come in, you want to take over, you want to destroy, and you want to make yourself a victim. You want to carry yourself. So you can do what you want to do. Just like, oh, we are getting persecuted because of religion. So you come here and you try to enslave the entire people because of your person and because of your, ain't nobody treating you right. Nobody want to give you. So you create a ball and you put spikes in. And you put poison in. It's the same thing.
I think Sister Brenda had her hand up.
I'm sorry, that was a lot. Okay, a lot in a little. However, I think what I was going to continue on it and to help us not to forget is that if we of the world were to smooth over all of this about the Jews and Christianity. See, Christianity is based on it. Christianity would fall. The type of Christianity that we have in the world right now, it falls. It holds with the Jews and all of that, Israel, because it's based on them. They have developed a type of Christianity where they have to be part of it.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Of Christianity.
Yeah.
And if someone was to say, Christianity is not moving in the right way, needs to be this, it would have a major impact in all of these Christian sects. All of them. It would fall. That's all.
Wow. Very much. I did what I normally do, go past the time. Ma'am, I always feel like I have to at least ask you if you had any last comments or anything. That mic, if you don't.
Brought to mind, Sister Brenda brought to mind, the ma'am did a treatise in one of the Ramadan sessions called Judeo-Christian Jihad. We ought to go back and just review it.
I remember. What year? Do you remember the year?
Actually, I got that transcript open at the house now.
Text it to me when you get home.
Okay. Yeah.
And text it to them too.
is correct. The Jews find the religion for the Christians. So but it was not going to make them equal to because the Christians were supposed to be the adopted children of the Jews. The Christians adopted of the Jews. And he went on to explain, how conquered and the Jews were in power, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it is very revealing about why we have the situation that we have today. Very good. Judeo-Christian jihad. I'll send it y'all.
Okay. Thank you all so very, very, very much. Imam, I know we having a meeting right after this, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
If there's no one else, don't want to cut anybody short, we're going to close out and then turn this over to Imam Mahaj. Al-Fatiha, please. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Imam. Yes, sir. And I think that microphone working. I think.
Yes, sir. I believe it is.
Yeah.